Welcome to this lesson of listening to English for beginners. Today's topic is a weekend to remember. This listening practice is designed to help you improve your English step by step, using clear words and simple sentences. Listening is one of the most important skills when learning a new language. It helps you understand how words sound, how sentences flow, and how English is used in real life. In this lesson, you will listen to a short story about a weekend trip. The story is easy to follow, but it also includes useful vocabulary and expressions that you can use in daily conversations. As you listen, try to focus on three things. First, the main idea of the story. Second, the details about what happened during the weekend. And third, the feelings and lessons learned from the experience. You don't need to understand every single word. Instead, just listen carefully, repeat the sentences if you can, and enjoy the story. With practice, your listening skills will improve, and you will feel more confident when using English in real life. Let's get started with a weekend to remember. Weekends are special moments in our lives. They give us a break from busy schedules, allow us to rest, and give us the chance to create memories with the people we care about. Some weekends are quiet, while others are filled with exciting events. There are also weekends that stay in our hearts forever because of the joy, laughter, and lessons they bring. I want to share about one weekend in my life that I will always remember. It began on a Friday evening. After a long week of work and study, I felt tired but also excited. I had been waiting for this weekend for days. I packed my small bag, turned off my laptop, and said goodbye to my usual routine. The feeling of freedom was in the air. Friday night is always special because it carries the promise of rest and fun. Instead of staying home, I decided to spend the weekend with my close friends. We had been planning a short trip outside the city, a chance to escape the noise and breathe fresh air. We chose a small town by the river, about 2 hours away, where nature was beautiful, food was simple, and life felt peaceful. On Saturday morning, we met at the bus station. Everyone was smiling, carrying light bags, and full of energy. The bus ride itself became part of the adventure. We shared snacks, listened to music, and talked about everything: our studies, our dreams, our worries, and the funny stories from the past week. Looking out the window, I saw the city slowly disappear. Tall buildings became small houses, noisy streets turned into quiet roads, and soon, green fields and mountains filled the view. The air looked fresher, and even the sky seemed wider. I felt like my stress was slowly melting away with each mile we traveled. When we arrived, the small town welcomed us with a warm breeze and the sound of birds. It was quiet, simple, and different from the city life we were used to. We stayed at a guest house run by a kind old couple. Their smiles made us feel at home immediately. The house had wooden furniture, colorful flowers in the garden, and a gentle smell of fresh tea. After leaving our bags, we decided to explore the area. Walking through narrow streets, we saw children playing, elders chatting under trees, and farmers selling fruits in small baskets. Life moved slowly there, and it felt peaceful. One of the most unforgettable parts of the weekend was our walk along the river. The water was calm, reflecting the blue sky and green trees around it. We took off our shoes, sat by the riverbank, and dipped our feet in the cool water. It was such a simple activity, yet it brought us so much joy. We laughed, splashed water at each other, and even tried skipping stones across the surface. Time seemed to stop. For those few hours, we had no deadlines, no worries, and no noise, just the sound of water and laughter. Another highlight was the food. The old couple at the guest house cooked meals for us, and they were delicious. Fresh vegetables, homemade soup, grilled fish from the river, and warm rice made every meal feel special. We all sat together at a long wooden table, eating slowly and talking about life. Food has a way of bringing people closer, and those meals became moments of connection. We shared stories, encouraged one another, and sometimes just enjoyed the silence of being together. On Saturday night, we went outside after dinner and looked at the sky. In the city, stars are hard to see because of bright lights, but here, the night sky was filled with shining stars. It was breathtaking. We lay on the grass, pointing out different shapes and constellations. Some of us made wishes, while others just admired the beauty. I remember feeling small yet happy, realizing how big the world is and how lucky I was to share that moment with friends. The next day, we woke up early to watch the sunrise. We climbed a small hill near the town, carrying water bottles and a camera. The path was quiet except for the sounds of birds singing. When we reached the top, the sun was just beginning to rise. The sky changed colors, pink, orange, and gold. The warm light touched the fields, the river, and the rooftops of the town below. It was magical. We stood there silently, each of us lost in thought. For me, it was a reminder of new beginnings, of hope, and of the beauty that comes after darkness. After breakfast, it was time to leave. We packed our bags with heavy hearts, not wanting the weekend to end. The old couple waved goodbye, and we promised to return one day. On the bus back, the mood was different from before. Instead of excitement, there was a quiet happiness. Some of us slept, some listened to music, and some just looked out the window. I thought about all the moments we had shared, the laughter, the peaceful walks, the delicious meals, and the starry night. This weekend taught me many lessons. I learned that happiness does not always come from big events or expensive things. Sometimes it is found in the simplest experiences, walking by a river, sharing a meal, or watching the stars. I also realized the value of slowing down. Life in the city is fast and stressful, but taking time to rest, breathe, and connect with nature is important for the heart and mind. Most of all, I understood the importance of friendship. Having people to share moments with makes every experience richer. Laughter is louder, food tastes better, and memories last longer when they are shared with those you care about. When I look back at that weekend, I feel warm inside. It was not about doing something extraordinary. It was about enjoying simple pleasures, being present in the moment, and appreciating the beauty around me. It was a weekend to remember because it reminded me of what truly matters: peace, friendship, and gratitude. These are the things that stay with us long after the weekend ends. Not every weekend will be as special as that one, but I carry the memory with me as a reminder. Whenever I feel stressed or tired, I think back to the sound of the river, the taste of homemade food, and the stars shining in the night sky. Life is full of responsibilities and challenges, but moments like these give us strength to keep going. They remind us to slow down, to appreciate the people we love, and to find happiness in simple things. That is why this was truly a weekend to remember. Thank you so much for listening to today's lesson, A Weekend to Remember. I hope you enjoyed the story and found it helpful for practicing your English. Listening is not always easy at the beginning, but every time you listen carefully, you take one more step toward understanding English better. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. Learning a language takes time, and small progress every day leads to big results. The most important thing is to keep practicing and never give up. I'm very happy that you chose to spend your time learning English with me today. Your effort, patience, and curiosity are what will make you successful. Please keep listening, practicing, and repeating. Together, we can make English a natural part of your daily life. Thank you again for joining, and see you in the next lesson.